Okay, it was started. And also, I'm sharing the screen for today's agenda. Here's my screen.
Yes, just now we can see.
Okay, great. Okay, let's get started while waiting for Pradesh because we have some topics that requires Pradesh to join. So first of all, I would like to thank Patrick, Junjie, and Pritesh, and also Shiwei. We have a notation v1.1 and 1.2 alpha.1 released last week. So thank you for the contribution. Our original plan is by end of May. However, these two releases took around 2 weeks, additional 2 weeks for the release. So I think later we can find a time to have some brainstorming to think about whether some area we can improve for speed up the release. Yeah, I checked the message that one is just sent. Yeah. Thanks for the contribution to make it happen. It's not easy. I've been involved in the process. Yeah, but still we take the more time than we expected. So we later on we will find a time in community meeting to discuss whether some areas we can improve. Okay, that's the first topic. I saw Pradesh joined. Hi, Pradesh.
Hey, hi everyone.
Hey, Pritesh.
Hi. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact time you joined, but for the first topic, I just want to say thank you and your collaboration with Patrick and Junji and Shiwei to make it happen for the 1.1 release and 1.2 alpha.1 release. Okay, then we move to the next topic. So next topic is to continuously walk through some PRs, comments. So actually we expect some PRs can be merged last week, but still some of them didn't make it. So let's check the new comments to see if any blockers that we need to spend some more time to address it. Otherwise, maybe some of the PRs is ready to be merged. I list the two PRs here related to timestamping. Last week I listed three, so one of them was merged. And I didn't list the PR for the sign blob, so I expect the Pradesh once we address the timestamping PR, you can jump into for the sign blob PRs. That's whether some comments that we need to discuss. Okay, I start with this. Let me refresh it again to avoid any new comments. This is the specification for timestamping. Let me. I think Pradesh, you have this. yeah, this comment.
Yeah, I will take a look this week. I haven't got chance to read the replies.
Yeah, so it's I think it's um the comment is short. Maybe we can spend some time today. I mean, in this meeting, you can take a look. I will give some time. So from last week, you asked that some response from some common TSA for the certificate chain. Then Patrick did some investigation and listed some results here. Then you reviewed it and asked a question about certs assigned using SHA-1. Then Patrick replied. So I will give some time for you to check Patrick's comments because it's short to see whether anything we want to discuss or you are fine with this comment.
Yeah, basically it looks like her root is self-signed with SHA-1. I'm not sure what's the CAP Forum recent guideline about SHA-1, use of SHA-1 certificates in timestamping. I'll have to go and look into that.
So you mean you need to check the CAP specification for this?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Should we allow SHA-1 or when is SHA-1 getting deprecated? I'm not sure. Like, this is not about signing with SHA-1. This is mostly more about routes which are self-signed with SHA-1. I'm not sure what's the timeline for deprecation when it's already deprecated. I'm not sure about that for timestamping, especially for timestamping certificates.
Shui or Patrick, do you have any additional information for this? Why some TSA they are still using the SHA-1?
I don't have much new information, but this check was done in notation cargo. And we are doing the same for the co-signing certificate chain. Yeah.
So SHA-1 is not secure, right? So
Yes.
um,
So basically we are doing the same check for the co-signing search chain. I don't know if Shui has any comment on this.
Can you scroll up a bit? And scroll up to the original question.
yeah, this I think originally we are talking about the certificate chain, but that problem was solved. But I think currently the new problem is that some TSC the root certificate the algorithm is SHA-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's on. Yeah, I see. So in general, SHA-1 is not a secure cryptographic hash function anymore. So by default, we should not allow using them. So I would suggest see if they are still in practice or they are common. Otherwise, we should reject any SHA-1 algorithms.
It seems related to these two timestamp server.
Basically, the idea is it is not secure. Why should we use them?
Yeah, I think should we I mean I do not want this to block this specification because it's a nuanced details for related to some timestamping server, right? So in general, SHA-1 is not secure. We should not allow that. I think that's basically for the specification. Let me check the comment from Pradesh. Yeah, we should not, if deprecated or not commonly used, we should support. We shouldn't support it. So I think for this comment, I think we are aligned, right? So currently, we didn't allow the SHA-1, this algorithm. It should be already deprecate. It's not secure. It's not just something new happened recently for not using SHA-1. It's already sometime there. So we should not support this insecure algorithm. Yeah, Pradesh, do you have any additional comments? Otherwise, I think this comment can be resolved.
Yep, I would suggest just look at the cap firm guideline before we comment here. I do agree with all the comments. Just want to double check, cover my basis with cap firm guideline.
You mean you still want to check the guide again?
Yeah,
Okay.
just to understand common practices in the industry before we conclude this comment.
Okay. So when can you get back on this? Or can we create an issue for track this? Pritesh, can we create an issue for tracking this?
I mean, we cannot even like this is not blocking the implementation, so we should be fine keeping the PR open. I'm not sure because it's not blocking the implementation anyway.
Yeah, but if the spec was not merged, that could be if later we want to do some change, that is not good. But at least if we agree the current version of the specification as showed in this PR, that is a signal that we will follow this specification for implementation. Otherwise, it's a moving target, right? We don't have a target.
Let's open an issue and track it before the next release. We should close that before next release. I agree there. We can close the comment here and open an issue and track it, and close that issue also before the next release.
Yeah, for the release, before release, we should definitely address that. The reason that I want to create the issue is that for this specification is already we opened for some time, right? And if we cannot add a quick comment to resolve it, and that is not a blocker, it's better we can create an issue so that we can spend some time on that issue. But for this specification, we can merge it as soon as we can.
I agree.
So Patrick, can you create an issue? Maybe just yeah, just maybe I can create that. I just reference this Pradesh comments in a new issue. Then for this PR, once I create that issue, we can resolve this comment. Okay, I will do that after
Okay, sure. Yeah.
The committee meeting.
Okay, thanks, Yi.
Okay, the next comment. Yeah, the next comment is yeah, the question from Pradesh on the key usage. So
We can resolve.
here is the response. That's sorry, Pradesh.
I think we already discussed this in last meeting. We can resolve this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I provided the TSA server, so I think we can resolve it. So let me just click this because I respond this comment. Okay. Yeah, this is the only comment for this PR, so I will go ahead, create the issue. Then after that, I will pin Pradesh. I think it is okay to get your approval, right?
I will just take one more part just because there were a couple of changes made after my last review. So I'll just review it and yeah, I will approve. Everything looks good.
Okay. Sure. Then we go to the next one, TSP client. Let me refresh it. Yeah, there are some history comments. I think those are resolved. And there is one comment from last meeting for this PR.
Yeah, like we merged the other PR, so I just commented on this PR because as for the comments on PR 17, that this would be adjusted in 18. So just for tracking purpose, I commented here.
Yeah, PR 17 was merged, so so you are fine with this? Yeah, this is a response to your comment, and the PR 17 was merged last week. So do you have any additional one related to this comment?
I haven't reviewed the PR of that.
So can you
Sure, I can take a
yes,
part.
yeah, yeah. Please take a look. And for this PR, Shui also has several. Maybe Patrick can address those comments as well. Okay. So for this PR, I think we still maybe need one or two around. But at least at the moment, Pradesh, you can see whether the comment from last week can be addressed by PR 17 and also the response from Patrick. And you
Yeah.
can also, of course, review the new changes after Shui's review.
Mhm.
Okay, that's two from timestamping. Patrick, do you have anything else around this timestamping review?
No, not yet.
Okay. Then for let me check the chat.
Yeah, I just shared the PR, which is for blob verify, which is waiting to be reviewed. So if someone can take a pass over it, it would be great.
Yeah, let me open this to make sure we are talking about the same thing. Okay, this is the for the blob sign in Notation Go library. I think there were some comments from last round review, and Pritesh, you resolved it, right? And also
Yeah.
Rakesh also approve it. Yeah, so I think Patrick and Shui will spend some time to review this PR this week.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Back to the agenda. So This basically is the second topic. We covered the major PRs for the next release. Okay, cool. So the last topic is about notation GitHub action enhancements. Feynman, over to you to drive this discussion. Is that okay?
Hey, E, my network seems not quite stable at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, if my voice is unclear, please help remind me. But
Okay,
I will need
no problem.
I will need to share my screen as there are several issues that need to be shared and walked through in this meeting.
Okay, please go ahead. I will stop sharing.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay.
Yes, I can see it now.
Can you see my screen right now? Okay. Yeah, here's the GitHub Actions for notation that we published last year, and we have been investing in this project for around 1 year. The first release of notation GitHub Action was September 2013. Here is the release change log, right? This is the first release. So when I revisit this project adoption, I find it has not been widely adopted by other projects, especially open source projects. There's a way to track the adoption. So let me show you a diagram, a dependent diagram that other projects are using or relying on the notation GitHub Actions. So here's the dependency graph, which means we can track the notation GitHub Actions adoption by viewing the dependency graph. And here we can see it has 3 major actions, which includes notation setup, sign, and verify. So when we choose notation setup, it can show us who are using these notation GitHub Actions in their project. So as we can see, there are only less than 20 individual users. As you can see from those GitHub account, I think most of them are individual users, and I didn't find too many very big open source projects that are to the notation sign action. So we have repository which are used notation setup. And the similar case is that it doesn't have too many open source project or large users who are using this notation action. So if we switch to verify, I think the case is less than the sign. We have only 3 repositories which are relying on the notation GitHub Actions, the verify action. So I believe there might be a few gaps of notation GitHub Actions. And after revisiting the GitHub issues in notation GitHub Actions, I find there are several issues. I think maybe we can go through them afterwards. Before that, I think we can look at the first issue in the agenda. This is related to a new release request. So as we recently upgraded the notation CLI version from 1.1.0 to 1.1.1, the latest patch release in this pull request. So I think it would be good to release a new version of notation GitHub Actions this would be very convenient for users to use the latest version of notation CLI in GitHub Actions workflow. So I would expect that notation action can vote and agree on this request. Then we can proceed with the new release workflow. And here is the only one change that we made to the notation GitHub Actions, that pull request upgrades the dependency, the notation CLI, to the latest version. So Patrick, I believe that is the only change comparing with the last notation GitHub Actions. Is that correct?
Feynman, do you need any help from my
Seems
side?
my connection was broken.
Uh,
It seems my connection is broken. I'm not sure if I'm still available. My screen share is normal, or has been
yeah,
broken.
I can still see your screen. It's on the GitHub issue 61.
Okay. Okay, I thought my connection was broken, but it seems it still works. Is
Yeah, still working.
my voice still clear, or is not very smooth?
It's a bit delay, but still okay for now.
Okay, so I think the Notary Project and GitHub Action repository can help to vote on this request. Then we can proceed with the release process. Okay, if no further comments, I will leave more time for maintainers to vote on this issue. The second topic is around users.
Sorry, Feynman.
Please.
For that issue you request vote, can you list the name in the issue as we usually do for other repository? I think you request the
Yeah, sure.
from
I think we will
notation GitHub.
use.
Yeah, so you request the maintainers from notation actions, this repository, right? So it's better that you can list the name there, so it will be very clear.
Okay, I will list the maintainers based on this maintainers list in the issue. Thanks for the reminder. I think this should be our process. Okay, let's continue. The second issue is from recent 2 users. A few plugins. I think from our side, we focus on the notation Azure Key Vault plugin. and there's a guideline in the README. So for AWS Signer plugin, we also received a few users' requests on this, and it seems they encountered problems with using AWS Signer plugin with notation GitHub Actions. So after Pritesh's analysis on this issue, it seems there's a code change need to be updated for notation GitHub Actions. So Pritesh, do you have any further comments on this
No.
issue? And there's also a latest comment from a user. Hey Pritesh, I hear you want to say something?
Nope, I think I have added my comment, but yes, I do agree with the feedback from requests.
Okay. I think the gap here is that we may need a dedicated guidance for using notation GitHub Actions with AWS Signer, as the
Yep.
users mentioned that
Yeah, we never
they are
tested.
not.
Yep, I think we should first fix the bug and then we can work on the guidance. Right now it's not usable because of a bug. So even if we add a guidance, it's not helpful. But yeah, that's a good feedback. I will take it with Samir and see if we can add some guidance on this.
Okay, so would it be good to assign this issue to you, as it will need further investigation on this issue?
Yep, you can assign it to me, but I don't think I have timeline to work on the fix, but yes. Actually, let's keep it unassigned, because if it's assigned to, nobody else will pick it even if they want to. Because the fix is relatively simple, so anyone can do it, but if you assign, nobody will pick it up. And I don't have a bandwidth to work on it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I would suggest that first we can, as Pritesh said, and we all know that there are some PRs that timestamp in sign block Pritesh is working on. So maybe for this one, we can prioritize after those PRs, so we can leave this issue unsigned. But I do say we also need another issue about the guideline for using the GitHub Actions with AWS Center or other plugin if the document currently is not good enough. So maybe we need to create another issue for tracking documentation. This issue is for tracking the bug that Pritesh mentioned in the comment.
Yeah, we can prioritize this issue after another two high priorities are resolved. But this is the current case that we received users from AWS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pritesh and Devani, if you have the plan to provide a guideline for using AWS Signer with notation GitHub Actions, feel free to create a new issue to track this work item.
Will do. Thank you.
Is this listed in the agenda? Is this issue?
Yeah. It's, if you check on the agenda items, the
Okay.
second one.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, back to our agenda. Why I record the notation GitHub Actions in our meeting? Because recently we received a few user requests on using notation GitHub Actions, but they didn't find a very user-friendly way to set up notation GitHub Actions and sign with their release assets. Meanwhile, I noticed that CNCF also set up a tool to provide insights for project security. So for example, if I open this website, the Clone Monitor, it provides a security card and lists some qualified and unqualified results for the checks. And obviously, if you can see the last two, it shows that the notation CLI release access have not been signed by any tools. And how not? So CNCF, how can their tool to evaluate whether this project is signed or not release access based on its file names. So if they detect that there's a .seek file name in the release access, they will evaluate that this project has related corresponding signature in its release. So it reminds me another potential problem. So notation blob signing, it will generate the detached signature file in the in user's local file system. Is that right? It will generate the .seek.jws and .seek.cozy, these two signature files. But I'm not sure whether those two signature file extensions can be detected by the CNCF tools because they detect the signature file according to the file name .seek. This might be a potential problem that CNCF tools may not be able to detect the notation signature in the future.
That's a good point. Can you open an issue for this? That's a good point, actually.
Yeah, sure. I can open an issue as this relates to notation blob signing. And here's a criteria that CNCF use the scorecard to detect the provenance file. So I will create an issue to track this. So notation as a signing tool, its release access has not been signed by itself, by notation, and other tools. I think this might be a bit strange for external folks when they inspect our project, right? So I would expect that we can have the Notary Project signature released along with notation CLI release access after notation v1.3. If we have the timestamping blob signing, I think we should be ready to sign notation GitHub Actions, sign with notation GitHub Actions, and produce the compliant signature in our release assets. Okay, back to our agenda. This is just a finding when I revisiting the notation GitHub Actions adoption.
Feynman, sorry. For one issue that Pritesh mentioned to create for another one to sign the notation releases, can you also create an issue for tracking, or we have another issue? I remember we have one issue which is about commonly, I mean, in general, sign the release artifacts. do we need a dedicated issue for the notation release as well?
You mean to sign the notation CLI release access with notation itself? Is that the idea?
Yeah, just as you mentioned, do we need a dedicated issue for tracking this?
Yeah, I think so. I think we can raise another issue to track this idea, and we can reference this check result, and mention that we have a plan to implement notation signing in our release process.
Okay, I think this is also one thing later, Pradesh, Vani, we can discuss how we can use notation for sign release artifacts, and also the other community can also use notation to achieve this goal. There are some scenarios, for example, for how to handling the certificate and the keys. We can discuss this scenario and have a proposal later.
Yeah. Thanks for the heads up. The key and certificate management is a critical part, and it's also a big gap when users first try notation GitHub Actions in their projects. This is one of the topic in our agenda, but I think we can have a dedicated time slot to deep dive into this topic. If no more comments, I think we can continue. Here's another issue that I created last week. The idea is to support signing multiple images at once. Right now, we can only specify one image in the notation sign action. Recently, after received the feedback from the community users, some project maintainers mentioned that they may have multiple images released on their GitHub container registry, and they expect that notation GitHub action could enable them to sign multiple images at once. In this way, they don't need to run the sign action multiple times. So I created this issue, and it would be very efficient to support signing multiple images at once by allowing putting multiple image references in the notation sign action. I shared an example in this issue. If no more concerns, I think we will work on this feature request in the next milestone, notation GitHub Actions 1.1.0. Okay, that feature request is just a heads up. Before we move to the next issue, so Pritesh, do you have any further comments and requests regarding the notation GitHub Actions? Not sure if you received any feedback and user request on the GitHub Actions.
I will reach out to Samir. Let me ask Samir on that. I'm not sure if Samir got any feedback.
Okay. There's no very clear and straightforward guidance for using GitHub Actions with AWS signers. I guess if we could provide that guideline, it may have more users and feedback.
I agree there. But before doing that, we need to fix that bug, which is restricting customer, like we're just not allowing customers to sign or users to sign with GitHub notation actions.
Yeah, we can focus on that bug fix first.
Yeah, right.
Can we go back to the previous issue? I don't think it's a bug. So
I mean,
from
the
the
AWS signer error.
yes, so from Notary Project spec, if the plugin name is, can you scroll up? Can you scroll up?
Okay.
So if the plugin name is AWS Signer plugin, then the executable binary name should be notation-aws-signer-plugin. However, after the user unzips the plugin tarball, they found the file name is notation something else, right? It's not following the Notary Project spec. So the file name should be notation AWS Signer plugin. And the notation GitHub action is looking for that file and cannot find it.
Let me confirm that.
Yeah.
I will confirm this. That's a good point. Let me confirm the issue.
Yeah, so let me share the Notary Project spec link regarding this requirement.
Oh, I think I got it. The plugin name is wrong here. It should
Yes,
be
the plugin name is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's most of the user error there. The plugin name should be com.amazon. Something else. It's a reverse FQDN.
So ideally, I think the users should add the prefix notation
No.
dash.
So there's no fix for GitHub Action and the user. So it's I think it's the plugin name issue. So I guess the plugin author needs to make a change. Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick, for providing the suggestions.
Thank you. I think Patrick is right. The zip name is not consistent with the binary name.
Yeah.
So either they can just update the plugin name to reflect the right name. That will be a short-term fix. I'll add a comment on this one.
Cool. Thank you, Pritesh.
Thank you so much, Patrick, for pointing that out. I totally missed that.
Yeah, it's a nice catch. Okay, so let's move on. Here's also an issue that requires further discussions and align on the way forward. So ideally, I would expect that the installation, the plugin installation properties could be moved to a dedicated section. Right now, it's coupled with the sign notation sign action. So users will need to input the plugin source in the sign action. So I'm thinking whether it would be much more flexible to move it to a dedicated setup action, or we can have a plugin setup action like this user mentioned. I will leave a few seconds for Patrick and other maintainers to look at this issue. The issue number is 55. Okay. So currently, from our discussions in this issue, it seems we have two thoughts on the improvement. The first idea is to move the current plugin setup related properties to the notation setup action. And another thought from this user, Kara, she mentioned that maybe we can have a dedicated setup plugin action because it will be much extensible for users if they have a dedicated plugin for sign and another plugin for verify. So these are two ideas that we raised in this issue, but I would expect that we can align on the way forward and justify the reasonable case for each one. Patrick, would you mind clarifying more on your thoughts that you propose here? Oh, I just saw Patrick's message, and Pritesh and Patrick just dropped for another thread. So I think we may need to move this discussion, this issue, to our offline discussion.
Yeah, I would suggest that we can continue the discussion, but we can try to make the scenario a bit clear. So about in which context user want to achieve what kind of a goal. So and also considering maybe Patrick and Kara, they are talking about the different scenarios. I think firstly we can make this scenario clear, then we can think about any improvement we can do to improve the experience.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
let's continue. Next time, I saw Shui also dropped.
I will try to reach out to Kara and Patrick to see whether we are on the same scenario. I believe there might be two different scenarios as talking about those two ideas.
Yeah, we can think about the scenario first. In which context the user want to achieve which goal, because Kara, I think she is trying something, right? So yeah, maybe some different scenario that's different from what Patrick mentioned. So we can firstly clarify the scenario, then we can see whether some improvements we can do.
Sure. Vani, I want to ask you a question unrelated to our project. So do you feel my network connection is stable? Because we in China, we need to connect to Zoom meeting via a virtual network protocol.
Sorry, Femin, what did you say?
Do you feel my network connection is stable in this meeting? Is my voice clear or not?
It is stable. It's clear.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sometimes I feel
No,
I feel
it's
my
clear.
voice was broken.
No, it's very clear. Even the sharing of the screen was clear. So that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it's a bi-direction. So currently your voice is very clear, and just now you share the screen is also very smooth. But maybe when you receive something, you feel some delay. Maybe there are some issue on your end as well. So it's a bi-direction. It could be, yeah.
Okay. is a special case, network case in China. So I want to make sure that our connection is stable.
Yeah. So currently it's good. I think maybe due to less participants in this meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, folks.
Yeah. Thanks, Manny. Thanks, Feynman. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Feynman. Thank you, E. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.